Prattville. Barrett right here with our head coach, J.B. Wallace, looking ahead to what's coming up this fall for Prattville Lions football. Coach Wallace, I would call you the new coach, but you're not the new coach anymore. You've had a summer and spring, and you put these kids through the paces. And tell us a little bit about the summer.
Well, with school getting out in June, which was kind of unusual from what we've had to deal with before, we kind of got a later start because I gave them a week off, kind of get the legs under them because spring went a week later. And so that first week back, we had 3 days of workouts, and then we had a 7-on-7 schedule because I wanted to get us in the fire early in the summer. And we went there and we kind of found out who we are. We had some struggles early in the 7-on-7 tournament, but we fought through it and ended on a good note. We came back that next week and we just went back to work and we redefined some things, and the kids started really coming around because, you know, they started realizing, okay, if I do this, this, and this, I can have some success and we can be successful. So later in the summer, we went to a 7-on-7 at Sanford. We went to 2 of them, actually. One of them was not a tournament. It was just 7-on-7 situation, and they kept scoring, and we were undefeated that day. And then the second time we went back, it was a tournament, and we won that one. And we went undefeated, and we tied 1 game, but we won the championship. We had an opportunity to do some OTAs this summer, which you know there's a lot of teams in the state are going to do that. Now OTAs, organized team activities with other schools, and we did 2 of those this summer. And we really honed in on getting everybody reps, and we did well. We got everybody from the top of the depth chart to the bottom of the depth chart some reps, and they got a chance to get some work in. We got a chance to get it on film and evaluate them. And we had 4 or 5 guys that I think had we not done that, they may have still been hidden behind the guy in front of them. But we identified 4 or 5 guys that are really going to help us this year. So I really think we grew as a team. I think our guys are really getting excited and finding out what's really like to, be a Prattville Lion.
Absolutely, absolutely. There's always an identity for every team that comes through Prattville High School, and every identity is different. What do you see this team's identity as this year?
I think that's still undetermined. Still to be determined. I do know this. I do know they're competitors. They love to compete. And that's always a positive, so we have to do a great job of putting them in situations that's conducive to them coming out on top. So they're competitors. They're fun kids to be around, and anytime you got a team and they're fun to be around, I mean, they all have a great attitude, and they're, that's just their personality. So I'm looking forward to having a long season with these guys.
School's back in session. Everything's full capacity, rocking through the first 2 days, and 2 weeks from yesterday actually, will be our first actual football game against a rival team opening up at their brand new stadium. What's the next 2 weeks going to be like?
Well, we're going to treat next week as a game week. We're gonna try to get a week up on a couple opponents, and it's gonna be a game week for us without a game, of course. And then that next week is game week. So all of the situations that we're gonna do during the game week, all of the meetings and the weightlifting patterns and schedules and stuff like that, we're gonna really hone in and try to get them locked in next week and work out any kinks and all that. This week was real tough on the standpoint school started back, and so they had to get used to going to school all day.
Yeah.
Which they didn't do that last year, most of them. They were virtual.
Right.
So they had to get used to going to school all day and then coming to practice, and we're going to demand a lot out of them. So we had discussions on what we're looking for from our football team, and we're demanding a lot out of them in the classroom, and we're demanding a lot out of them on the football field. So we've got to get all that worked out. And, man, Friday was a much better day than Thursday because we started school Thursday. And Thursday, I knew how Thursday was going to be. And I will say they answered the call pretty decent. But, we set a standard, and they didn't reach that standard on Thursday. But Friday, they really came out there, and they reached the standard, and they worked hard on Friday.
Excellent. Excellent. Coach, I know you got a busy 2 weeks ahead of you. You've had a busy summer. Your staff and the squad has had a busy summer. And tonight, we're at the YMCA on McQueen Smith Road having a little evening with the players. Tell us about what's going on here tonight.
Well, wanted to get them together and bond as a team. Wanted to get them out of a normal atmosphere. And what greater opportunity to do that than come in the YMCA, which I'm very thankful for the YMCA and Mr. David Lewis for allowing us to come out here and use the facility. But to get them together and find out about the tradition of Prattville.
Right.
It's one thing to be a good ball player and work hard, but when you know that you're at a place with a strong tradition and it means more than football, it's family, it's community, it's all that tied up. A lot of these guys had no clue. I had one tell me a minute ago, Coach, I had no clue all this happened, at Prattville. And I said, yeah, you had a very special place. So we're here watching the Prattville Way, which is a production put together by a former player and movie maker, Ricardo Bates. And and the guys, they're locked into it, and they're watching, and they're finding out a lot about Prattville and how we do things and how it's been done in the past. And I'm the type of guy, I was able to be a part of that, coming under with some good coaches, with Coach Clark and Coach Dubose. And so I learned a lot. And so I'm trying to get us back to the point to where we can revisit that and, and kind of do it in a way maybe it wasn't done before, because we got a new type of player. So that's what we're here doing today. We're watching that, and then we're going to end the night with some pool time.
That's good. That's good. Yeah, I walked in there a minute ago, Coach, and there's over 90 high school males in there, and you could hear a pin drop.
Right.
I mean, they're locked in, dialed in, learning about this tradition, and it is a huge tradition here and a legacy that each team is expected to carry on.
Right.
And so, good on you and good on the staff for putting this on these players and showing them what it's all about. And I know you got to get back in there with them. We just want to take a few minutes with you. We're proud of what's been going on this summer, how hard you guys have been working, and we're looking forward to seeing the product in about 2 weeks.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. With Tumpka, August 20th. Our first game is going to be at their place, so it's going to be exciting on both ends. New stadium, and we're getting to play in it, and we're getting to be the first game. You can take that, and run with it however you want, but our guys are excited about that game.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, Coach, we'll let you get back at it. Congrats on a hard-fought summer, and we're looking forward to this fall coming up.
All right. Absolutely.
This is Coach J.B. Wallace. This is Prattville Lions Football, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.